Hey everybody, this is Carol and I'm here today to bring you my rose tutorial. We are going to start with this flower right here, which uses this EK Success 5-petal punch, and we are going to make this cabbage rose. You can either make this with 5 petals or exactly like this, which is 6 petals if you like a fuller rose. So you're going to need a mat, and you're going to need 6 punched petals. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll put these aside. This is a Sizzix stylus. It comes in a group of other styluses, and also this is a McGill pad, but it comes with a pad as well for shaping flowers. So I'm going to start by just pulling up on all these petals, and then I'm going to turn it over and circle. The first petals I am making are for the bottom of the flower, and you can use distress inks on these beforehand or after, whichever way you want to do it. I usually use it after on the edges. So now I'm going to form the center of my flower. And so these 3 petals are what is used for the center. And I really circle in the middle to bring the petals up to form that bud. As you can see what I'm doing here. Form a nice little bud for the center. And this is a fun project to do while you're watching TV. You can create a lot of roses during a show. So now I'm going to start forming this flower. I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to put glue on all these petals. And then I'm going to pull it up to the center to form my rosebud. And you can see that's how I want it to look right there. Nice and tight and together for the center. Then we're going to take our second one and do the same thing with the hot glue. Put on all the petals. Stagger this so that your petals are staggered so they're not one on top of the other. And then pull them around, and here you can see you're starting to form that middle rose. Now we're going to the third center petal, and we're going to put hot glue again. Stagger this like that, and pull up your petals. Now you can see we've got a good cabbage looking center. Now for these pieces, you're just going to place hot glue in the center, and then you're going to take this and put it in the middle. And see how my petal is in between these 2 petals. That's what I mean when I say staggering. Staggering your petals. And now we're going to take the second bottom one, and we're going to stagger it this way. And then we have one more, and we're going to stagger again. That way you'll get a nice full look to your rose. Now I'm going to pull up the petals closer to the center, but since we took the stylus and made them go down, they will form these petals. See how beautiful that rose is? Whoops, it's got hot glue on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It looks beautiful on projects. So that is the one with the EK Success. Now I'm going to show you this one. We have a large and a small, and this is a Marianne Designs die. And I will show you the number. The number on this one is LR0163, this one right here. Another one of my go-to roses. For this, I'm going to use a stylus. I'm not sure this isn't called a stylus, but it's a tool that came with the Sizzix Tiny Tattered Rose by Tim Holtz. You can get this tool on Amazon by itself. You can also, I think for $6 in change, they have 3 of these in different sizes. So these are readily available, and it makes rolling your roses easy. So we're going to do the small one first, and I'm going to put this slit. I'm not sure if you can see that slit, but it has a slit, and I'm going to put the paper in between the slit like that, and I'm going to pull it to the edge, and then I'm going to start rolling my paper around that. So you can see that this is super easy to roll roses when you have this tool. And again, they do have these on Amazon, the Tim Holtz one, and there's other types as well. So I'm just going to let this rolled rose unwind itself a little bit and get it to where I think I like how it looks. And when I get it there, I'm going to push my finger into the center because I want that curly part all the way to the end. And then I'm going to put some hot glue in the center of that paper, and then I'm going to glue it together. You can also take your rose and distress ink it after it's done. That's why I like to make up a bunch in advance and just distress them or put glitter on them later to match my project. And here you see I have a beautiful rolled rose. What I had done is stuck this in here and hooked it onto the paper and curled the inside a little bit more. Now you can also do this with the rose and put a little pearl, which is beautiful. But as you can see, you can make a bunch of these and decide on that later. So that's the small one. And then we have the large one. And I do not break the paper apart. I like the crispness of this rolled rose. So I've put this on my tool and I'm starting to roll. And you can see that you can make these pretty quickly. Make a bunch of them. I usually take this to work on my lunch hour when I have a lunch for an hour and do this. So I just let that go a little bit so that it unwound, and now I'm going to place some hot glue under here, and I'm going to glue the center of my rose on there, and I'm going to put this tool in here again because I like the centers tight. Sometimes I put pearls in here, sometimes I don't. It depends what my project is. And I just roll. I like the center tight, so I put this back in here and see how it rolled it nice and tight. So this is the large one. All right, and now we're going to go on to the next favorite of mine, which is also a Marianne Creatables. It's this die right here, and I just pushed the dies off. It's this one and this one, and the number on this is LR0162, and we're going to make this, which is the large one, and then this, which is the small one. Now, if you saw my video on my Easter eggs, these were the flowers that I had on there. And I have another video coming up with houses that I had created as party favors for an open house for my son And the flowers that I did on there were these flowers right here. I did the large flower like that, but I had done it on white paper and I stamped a stamp on the top of the white paper so they were black and white, and then I put gold glitter on the outside of the flower. Now you see I rolled that, and now I'm coming to shape the flower, so I let it breathe a little bit is what I call it, and then push this center down, and then I'm going to put some glue in the center of this flower, and then I'm going to push this down, and I'm going to push the center of the rose down, and I said I like them nice and tight. Now if you're going to put a pearl in it, that doesn't really matter, but I like to be prepared for any way I want to use this rose. So I just put my stylus, it takes a little bit sometimes to catch it, and roll it and stick it down in that hot glue. Alright, and then this one takes a little bit more fluffing because of the petals. So I kind of like to pull them out a little bit to help them to breathe. And there you can see that I have created this rolled rose right here, which is the large one. It was this one right here. And I do not do anything with the paper either because I like the way that this is. I do not break the fibers apart with this. Alright, that is the large, and then I'm going to do a small one. And we're going to put the I keep calling this a stylus, but it's not. I'm going to put the tool here and start rolling it really tight. Until I get to the very end like that, pull it out, and then I'm going to let this flower breathe a little bit. And I'm going to look at it to shape it, and I see that it looks good, and I'm going to put some hot glue, and then we're going to put the glue that right in the center, and then I'm going to take my stylus and stick it right down in the center, and then this flower is done. So these make up pretty fast. You can cut out a whole bunch of them and do quite a few in an hour. And this is this flower. Very pretty. So as you can see, this one's a little bit bigger. This one I rolled a little bit tighter. So depending on what project you're going to use, you can do them tighter or looser. So let's try to do a looser one. I'm going to take this, put this on here, and you can always rewind your flowers. If, for instance, this one you wanted tighter, you could just rewind it. So I'm going to let it breathe to get a bigger flower this time. And there I am ready to glue it in the center. And I'm going to push this down. I swear this is the only hard part of doing the flower. Is this one. It's doing that. So here we have another beautiful flower. A little bit larger than that one. Depends how tight you want to roll it. So the last flower I'm going to show you how to do is this one right here. This is the Sizzix Bigz die right here, and the number is 656545. This one I use a lot as well. This one has bigger petals, as you can see, and more of them. And this is the small one. So we'll take these, put them on the side. We're going to be doing these. And for this particular flower, I do use my mat and I do use the stylus. And I just use the big side right here and I just roll along the petals, breaking up the fibers in the paper so that I get a better curl in the flowers. So what I would like to say is I would consider these formal and these more casual. I just think that they look more casual than these do. So depending on your project would be the one that you would select, what type of rose you're looking for. All right, so I have that all rolled. And then I'm going to go to the center and put my little tool on here and start rolling. And this gives you a little bit different look because of all the big petals on here. So that you can see that's where the glue is supposed to be. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to let my flower breathe. And then I'm going to push this down into the center. And I'm going to take my hot glue gun and put it on that circle and push my flower down into that. I'm going to take a look here. I think I'm a little off. And then I'm going to start to pull my petals out. And then because I used the stylus to roll, I can pull some of my petals back for that relaxed look. And this is the flower the way it looks after you're done. Very pretty. And then we're going to go and do a small one. I'm telling you, the hardest part is getting the paper on here. And I didn't do this right. I was supposed to do my stylus on this one. So as you can see, if you make a mistake, you can unwind it. And I'm just going to go on the back of the flower all the way around. All right, now I'll do it again. And roll this. And then when you get to the end, you have a little circle right there which you're going to attach this to. So let your rose breathe. It unwinds a little bit. And then you're going to put the glue right on here. And then turn this over and attach it. I might need tweezers here for this center. And as you can see, this flower is has more petals to it than this small flower. They're both pretty. Alright, that's my tutorial. I taught you how to make 4 flowers in 3 sizes, 2 on each of these, small and large, and then this one here, which is about 1.25 inches rows. So thank you everyone for watching today, and until my next video, happy crafting. Bye for now.